Moonbabes! Welcome to another weekly moon video where we debunk any confusion surrounding the moon phases and what they signify. If you love anything regarding the moon, anything regarding wellness, anything magical for that matter, I highly encourage you to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Moonbabe Magic. The key word here for the waning moon phase is liberate. Elemental correspondence is air, and the moon age is approximately 18 to 26 days. Key phases with the waning moon are the waning gibbous, where the moon's illumination is about 89% to 50%, and then the waning crescent phase goes from about 49% until the moon's light is barely visible, which transitions into the dark moon phase. Air is a very liberating element. It's a very free-spirited element. So it makes sense to align this moon phase with freedom, because just as the moon is freeing up its light energy, so to speak, we're also freeing up any energy that no longer serves us. It's also a great time for rest and self-reflection as we progress further into the waning moon phase. The light is getting smaller and smaller. I want to clarify, when there is little to no moonlight visibility, this is essentially the dark moon phase. Not many people understand this phase because it's not considered a major lunar phase in terms of the lunar month or lunation. However, I think it's definitely important to honor our darkness just as we honor the light. Dark moon, when there is no visible light in the sky, is a great time for us to honor our shadow. And again, this is why the waning moon phase is so wonderful for releasing and making peace, because the moon is increasing her shadow visibility as opposed to her light. Conclusion: this is a great time to practice shadow work because you're making peace with those aspects of your being. Shadows can be heavy, however, it's a part of who we are. And if we can't be honest with ourselves about even the darkest aspects of our being, then how can we possibly be authentic and step into our true power? The dark is just as important as the light, and this is what the waning moon can teach us. Now, the reason why the waning moon's keyword is liberate is because we can observe a decrease in terms of the moon's illumination. So we can apply this to our lives in terms of making peace with any stagnant energy, making peace with anything in our life that is causing turmoil or pain. We can also make peace with our shadow. If we don't make peace with our shadow, it can interfere with the way we carry ourselves and communicate with the world. If you have a manifesting or magical practice, this is the perfect time to cleanse, to release, and let go of anything that is blocking you from any of your wishes. So for example, if on the new moon, at the start of this lunation, you set the intention to find a new job, perhaps during this phase, you reflect and observe any patterns of yours that's obstructing your ability to achieve that new job. Perhaps these habits could be being doubtful of yourself. Whatever that may be, this is a great time to reflect, perhaps practice a releasing ritual to make peace with these habits and grow stronger in terms of your self-awareness. Because if there's anything that we can learn from manifesting or spell work or anything that has to do with magic, it's self-awareness. Because the more aware we can become of our habits, the more honest we can be with where we're at in life and what we're doing and how certain habits are translating into others, then we can really become powerful. We become self-empowered. We build a stronger relationship with our inner world. As within, so without. The waning moon is essentially like a portal between the full moon phase, peak of the lunation or the lunar month, and the new moon, the start of the next lunation. So this is a time to really shed our layers so that we can make space for more magic in our lives, so that we can make space to really amplify who we are and who we're meant to be in this lifetime. Now that's pretty powerful. A great way to determine if the moon is waning is just simply, well, to look at the sky, but look at the sky at sunset. Is the moon visible? If not, then the moon is probably waning. And you will observe the waning moon later in the night sky. Another great way to determine if this is a waning moon is to observe what side the moon is illuminated. For example, if you're in the northern hemisphere, the shadow is going to be on the right. Southern hemisphere, shadow is going to be on the left. And if you're somewhere around the equator, the shadow is going to be on the top half of the waning moon. This increase in shadow occurs because the sunlit portion of the moon is decreasing. When there is little to no moon visibility, the moon is in the transitional phase of the dark moon, which is essentially going between the last lunar phase, waning moon, to the next lunation, the new moon. Another name for the waning crescent phase is the old moon, because it is the very last phase that occurs in the lunar month. The average moon set times for the waning gibbous moon are 9 p.m., which is when it rises, and 9 a.m., which is when the moon sets. For a waning crescent, it'll rise at 3 a.m. and it'll set at 3 p.m. This makes it a great time for stargazing because the night sky is less illuminated by the moon. In other words, the moon is in the night sky for less time. Let's go stargazing. Another phenomenon you can observe around the waning moon phase is Venus in the night sky. This visibility occurs most prominently around the waning crescent phase, around 3 a.m. when the moon rises. Fun fact, Venus is the third brightest object in the sky, after the sun and moon, of course. Another really cool phenomenon that occurs is earthshine. This happens when only a small part of the moon reflects sunlight. This causes a really magical, dim-looking glow around the moon. This occurs around the waning crescent time or just after the new moon phase. If you really want to take your admiration for the waning moon phase even further, I highly encourage you to check out my Waning Moon Yoga Flow. This class is perfect for whenever you need to release anything mentally, spiritually, or physically. It's all around a great, liberating flow, and it's open to all levels. I will link it up here. And to end this video, I'd like to share with you some of my favorite waning moon affirmations. Let's just take a deep breath in and a smooth breath out. You can gently close your eyes here or just maintain a soft gaze, a nice point in front of you. You can say these affirmations with me in your mind or out loud. I liberate what no longer serves me. I release all resistance to being my powerful and authentic self. I make peace with anything heavy and binding so that I may be free. My body is at ease, and my mind and soul are at peace. I am liberated from judgment and any preconceived notions hindering my success. I feel safe slowing down and being present with myself. I observe and make peace with my fears. I am liberated and powerful. Blessed be. Thank you so much for tuning in to this moon phase video. And as always, the magic in me honors the magic in you.